Yo, checking in again. We're just gonna be getting at some work today. It's been a minute since I was doing some work on the website, so y'all probably get to see me doing a couple of the features and all that. So right now I'm in the middle of reworking this nav bar, this navigation bar. You know, the bar up top of with the sites at where you got your search bar and then the menu. Yeah, so we working that right now. Shouts to ChatGPT for coming in clutch. ChatGPT been having me doing a bunch of extra work sometimes lately, but it's cool though, cause we getting through it. We getting through it. I pretty much went and started rebuilding all this from scratch. So, like, if y'all remember the screenshots that I took before that I showed in another live stream with this, we working those theme colors back into it, right? But as of right now, we only doing front end work. We ain't doing no back end work at all right now. So for anybody who hopping in that's into tech or website development and all that, y'all can put in y'all 2 cents. Y'all can let me know that I'm doing things completely wrong, because I'm okay with hearing that. I would like this to be as close to perfect as possible. Every site got its issues. The thing is how they be going about fixing it. Do they actually be trying to fix it? Do they be just trying to make a profit, or do they try to find the actual balance between letting people really enjoy the stuff as well as make a profit? We also gonna get into the Naruto conversations, so we're gonna be cranking out the live predominantly today, and then probably later we'll get into the recaps. I gotta take care of some things, so we in between working right now. We got a break for the day, and then we're gonna be getting back around to moving around once again tomorrow. So oh yeah, that's what was I working on last? Yeah, so I just brought this little notification bell in. The one that's up top there. You see your notifications pull up. So I just brought the notification bell in, but I need it to look like the other buttons. So let's ask ChatGPT for some help. So let's say make the notification bell look the same as the theme selector. Man, this laptop be moving slow. It's about time for a new one. It's definitely time for a new one. This is really a generic ass laptop that I'm working on. It's just an HP. I need something a little bit more with a little bit more RAM. Probably some more memory too. Don't ask me how much I paid for this. I have no idea. I've had this for a while. I don't even know what kind of HP this is. I just know this is I have a MacBook too, but I don't like MacBooks all the time like that. Hope y'all got your water. And I say stay hydrated. Ain't that some of one of the tips that I be leaving y'all with. You know, this ain't my usual brand of water. I think for my usual brand right now, what's that one? It's got like the little aluminum bottles. Let's see. Essentia. So I like the Essentia brand. And then let's see. No, I don't want to show me. I can't remember it. Well, oh well. Essentia right now is one of the ones that I do drink more consistent. You know, everybody got their opinions on the whole alkaline and mineral water and all that. You pick your I don't want to say you pick your poison, but you pick your preferences, right? But I do think you do. I think you do kind of need a little bit more on the mineral side when you think about it. Well, yeah. So for now, this is all I can get hold of. So, sorry, we're gonna re-up. Y'all get y'all push-ups in today? No, y'all ain't into that. I got a little bit in. I actually intend to go and hit the little gym that they provide in here at this hotel. So I don't know what time I'm gonna do that, but who knows? Maybe I'll drag y'all over there to get into just a little bit with me. You know, just kind of get the blood working. Gotta do something. Can't just be sitting back doing nothing. Mm-hmm. All right, ChatGPT finally done. Let's see what they got for me. What's the word? What's the word? What's the word? All right. ChatGPT with another clutch. Only thing is, so I asked ChatGPT to help me change the way that the notification bell looks, but what it did was cut off the bell in the process of that. So what I need to do right now, the reason why I'm rebuilding the nav bar, right, is one to help kind of force the spacing to get right from the jump. So I'm organizing it from left to right. And then once I get everything right in, by the time it's all done, it should be evenly spaced. It should make sense. It shouldn't feel like it's overcrowded with nothing, right? Y'all don't want none of that. Y'all want stuff stupid simple. So y'all can just get to what y'all got to get to. Y'all want things to where you can easily see it, differentiate with stuff and all that. So right now, getting ready to do is since we got the bell, the color that we want, we need to shift it back more left because it's slightly cut off right now. We still got to bring back in the menu drop down, right? It's on the menu drop down. If y'all don't know what that is, that's when you hit the little like a settings button and then it drops down with all your options. That thing, right? Because we need that in the nav bar to help get to all the other pages. All the other pages are still, for the most part, set up on the front end, but I'm trying to reorganize how I'm going about this stuff. So this would be like the third time that I felt like starting this from scratch. Each time that I get to doing it, the process is a little bit different. So I think the first time around, I was trying to do a little bit of the front and the back end, and then the second time I was trying to set up the landing page and then go straight back in first, and then bring in the front end with the pages and all that. Now I'm trying to see if it's better to just go straight front end all the way through and then bring in the back end. Well, not all the way for the front end, because obviously certain things you're gonna need the back end to fully set up with the features, right? But we figuring it out. So like I said, if anyone's a software developer, you good with coding and all that, website development and all that, y'all go ahead and put y'all 2 cents in. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. So as soon as I get this page a little bit more back in to where it needs to be, that's when I'm gonna go ahead and get y'all. But I'm gonna. Yeah, nah, y'all can wait a little bit because I want to get this a little bit more in tune right now. So give me that. Oh yeah, when y'all pull up too, y'all go ahead and drop y'all anime recommendations too. Y'all know how we do. For those of y'all who've been in here before, when y'all get around to checking in for today, yeah, go ahead let the newbies know what they need to be. Let them know what they're missing out on. Drop your recommendations and everything. Who knows? You might even drop something I ain't seen yet. I've seen quite a bit at this point. And I also do check out the recommendations. So yeah. I keep tabs on that. I pay attention just a little bit more to y'all think. Just a little bit. All right, ChatGPT, what's the word? What's the word? No change. And this is what I did with sometimes when I be putting in these corrections, be no change, and then sometimes it'll be a change, but it ain't going the direction that it needs to go. And then sometimes you think it's a simple fix, but something with the page itself is trying to override stuff. Yeah, stuff ain't always as easy as it look. But once you get through it, this was originally supposed to just be a little side project, a little hobby deal, and then all of a sudden it was just developing. And I figured, hey, might as well push through with it. It's got potential. You gotta believe in your projects. So let's tell ChatGPT no change. Matter of fact, let's also send them a screenshot so they really know what's going on. For those of y'all that was checked in before when I was talking about the site before with the whole crowdfunding thing, that's still planning on being in the works, but I want to pretty much have the front end as complete as possible before going into the crowdfunding. That way I can really mainly focus on uh, getting a little assistance with the back end. Yeah, because it's easy for me to see stuff visually and make adjustments. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But I started working the crowdfunding it's going to be through WeFunder. That's the current game plan. But we got to get the full game plan laid out as far as what we need specifically, because I really want to have. I wanted to originally have a front end and a back end developer to essentially scrub everything that I did, because naturally me doing this myself and not being even close to a pro at this is gonna be it's gonna initially have some bloat in there, a bunch of extra stuff that probably don't need to be there, stuff that could have been better that other pairs of eyes would see before me, right? So that's why I want to have just either just a one full stack developer, or I'm gonna go just with give me a front end and a back end developer, and then y'all just talk to each other and then make it happen. Scrub everything, fine tune it, clean it up, and all that, right? That way, when we get to the actual testing phase, it'll be already as smooth as possible to begin with. Though for anybody who does end up being the guinea pigs when the test phase come around, I'll probably have like no more than maybe 200 people max for a test phase just to work out the kinks. So obviously it's got to be like, it can't just be only one person wherever, because obviously if you're gonna add people, you kind of want to have 2 to 3 people in groups that know each other, so they can actually add each other, send messages to each other, so on and so forth. That's how you fully work out the kinks. Preferably people that actually kind of does blogs, or actually want to test out the buttons and everything on all the other pages, essentially, right? So I need a pretty much a wide variety of people to fully test it out. So it might even boost up to like 300 people, really. So we'll see. And then I want to put a heavy pressure on marketing. Obviously you got to get it out there for everybody to see, and it's not like I got a following like that. And I ain't the type to be begging and pleading folks to be subscribing to that. The way I see it, as you continue to get better, people will gravitate towards you. So whether people rock with me or not, it is what it is. All we can do is just keep on moving, make adjustments to keep moving. But I ain't gonna be. See, I got too many people these days that just like sucking up just to bring in folks. I can't do that. My conscience won't allow it. Now, same way that whenever y'all be checking into the live streams and y'all be seeing all these requests for putting up the hands to the camera for the the whole trends deal, I can't do that. So I obviously initially I didn't know what it was, so I went ahead and did it. And then I requested that y'all hop in and then let me know what it was. So I had to end up Googling it myself, because naturally you ain't trying to just be doing stuff without knowing what you doing fully. So I went and searched it myself and everything, and it's cool and all, but I don't just be following trends like that, right? We set trends over here, so don't get it confused, right? If y'all want, y'all can create a challenge over here and take it to other places. Let everybody else follow them trends. We're not doing that over here. Nah. Y'all will be alright. Y'all can go find someone else to do them trends with. I ain't doing no challenges. I ain't following none of them trends. Nah. Look. Recognize if you're gonna be hanging out for a while that we not gonna be no pushovers over here. If that makes sense. The focus of the channel is still gonna be anime, technology. Anime and technology is just pretty much the focus of this channel, right? And then I got one of my brothers who big into Star Wars, so like I said, certain stuff we'll do playlists for recaps to have them in-depth conversations for it. Not even recaps for them, but in general the in-depth conversations that we normally do with the Naruto right now. I don't even know what we're gonna be doing next. I mean, y'all could drop your recommendations for once we kind of get through a gang of these Naruto conversations. We'll naturally move on to the next anime. Who knows? I might let y'all pick which anime we're gonna deep dive into next, because naturally it's gonna require that quite a bit of people have seen it to really have them conversations. Because y'all don't always just want to hear me speak my views and then nobody really be debating with me, And that's when it kind of just be like you just kind of listening, but it ain't if you ain't debating or having at least some type of argument, you don't really fully feel the engagement or whatever. It doesn't really spark that energy like that, right? So I'm perfectly okay with what people are saying that I'm crazy with their views when it comes to these anime shows and everything. That's what I'll be looking for. If you disagree with me, all right, let's talk about it. Let's find out who really crazy. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe you tripping. So, yeah. Now, you don't always have to agree. Debates are not always based around agreeing. I've said it before, some of the better debates is the ones where people don't agree. Let's see. I'm gonna say no change. ChatGPT be moving slow as hell sometimes. Yeah, we're gonna work on the site for a little bit, and then we'll get into some of the Naruto topics. We'll probably go ahead and just knock out like the rest of them that's on my list. I got I think I got another 4 or 5 topics to go for Naruto right now. So I mean, after them last couple of topics is ran through, we might go ahead and make that swap into another one. But like I said, we need to better identify ones that people could really relate to, or not relate to, but have seen to be able to really have them conversations with. So like me and my brothers, like you'll see me obviously, you'll see Malachi, and you'll see my brother Keith hop in, for the most part, and then obviously you got our special guest who's gonna hop into it. You got my sister's boyfriend Ray. You got Malachi's friend Ray, and then you got Tori was supposed to hop in. But he was on the road trip or whatever, handling business out of state. So yeah, we're gonna have plenty of special guests. I mean, shoot, when we get to a certain point, y'all gonna mess around and be special guests too. You never know. We can have them debates. For real, for real. So, when y'all hop in, just drop y'all locations. Let us know where y'all at. You can't know where I'm at. You don't need to know all that. We are still fixing the notification bell. Y'all gotta let me know too. Out of all these social media sites, what are some of your favorite features? Why do I feel like I see a change, but it is not what we needed? Hold on, what just happened? Because it don't look like it's working on the bell. See, yeah, no, see, I knew I was tripping. So, ChatGPT was supposed to be helping me shift the location of the bell, but it's over here trying to fine tune the way the bell looks, which we already fixed that. We don't need that. The bell is still being cut off. not adjusting the spacing. So you gotta be a little specific with ChatGPT sometimes. And then the funny thing about ChatGPT is that whenever you be doing stuff on it, sometimes whenever stuff is wrong, they be trying to word it as if it's your fault, but really they the ones that gave you the answer. Yeah, I recognize this. I'm at an impasse with the, I don't want to say productivity, but the need for ChatGPT. You know, because you got some people who will say that you got plenty of people who will say that it's not a good thing. And I can understand it because you'll have plenty of people who just uh, they always want to just solely take the easy route, so they'll just only go to ChatGPT, never actually try to learn what they're doing. I find that it's okay to use ChatGPT as long as you are learning stuff as you doing it. You know, if that makes sense. So like all the stuff that I don't know what I'm doing, that I'm using ChatGPT for the site, I pay real close attention to how it's going about doing things. The main things that I don't know specifically when it comes to web development is, you know, pretty much the coding part, right? But I know enough to know how to run the development. I know enough to understand. Okay, the spacing on the page it's got to be situated a different way, you know, because you got your horizontal plate and vertical placements and trying to make things stick out and change the colors and all that like that. You know, as you continue to do stuff and you run into error after error after error, you really ain't got no choice but to keep picking up on this stuff. You know? Let's go chat. Don't worry, y'all still gonna get to look at the progress as I continue to go through with it. As soon as we bring the menu drop down back in, that's when I'll probably go ahead and run y'all through a couple of what the pages currently look like. Naturally, they all still need some work, all of them. And then there's no feature that's like fully developed as of right now. Just far enough to where I can see what's going on for them, you know, if that makes sense. As long as I can see what's going on, then I can effectively be like, yeah, this ain't it, this ain't right, this needs to move, this needs to be a different color, this ain't working how it's supposed to, right? This look dumb, this needs to be changed, it needs to be in a different order, color scheme ain't looking right, this is sticking out too much. Like this is as specific as you need to be with certain stuff, right? You gotta question if it really makes sense, like over and over and over again. Because I said for me, my biggest thing is ease of use. So like making it as easy for y'all as possible, and then I would say yeah, safety is definitely one. You can't disregard security. So you gotta have things as secure as possible, but you don't want it to be like overly over the top with it. So you gotta make sure that you're protecting everybody's stuff. Period. You know, as of right now, I said, there's supposed to be basic membership, and then just one. Just gonna be basic and then a premium for the most part. And the premium just gonna be no more than $5 a month, right? For the full customization package. Whereas the basic, you'll only end up having, the basic access. You're not gonna be changing your customization or anything like that. You're not going to change the theme in the chat. You're not changing the theme of uh, the account itself. You're gonna have limitations to even the profile page customization. So that's why we want to make sure that you understand the basic to for the premium. So it's gonna go pretty much like 0 to 100. So you're gonna have all the basic features, no problem, and then you're gonna be able to stick with you'll be able to stick with at least the norm one and norm two themes for the most part, right? And then whereas the premium comes in, the theme selector would have the light mode, the norm one, the norm two, the dark mode, and then the custom one. The custom one is going to be as in depth as you being able to pick your own backdrop to use, right? And that backdrop is still going to be able to work site wide, except for maybe the live stream page. We'll see. We'll see. It just depends on how I'm seeing it as it gets further into the development, because it's got to make sense. So yeah, ChatGPT. Now you talking, man. Now you talking. Yeah, we're not changing the way it looks anymore. We're changing where it's at. All right, let's see if they got the message. It's better, but it's still cut off. But, yeah, let me send them a screenshot of the whole nav bar so they can see what's really going on. So sometimes ChatGPT hits it, and sometimes it just be missing the mark. You need to evenly space everything on the nav bar. Nothing should be cut off. Yeah, we drinking only water today. Only water. We have to get back into a little cleanse phase pretty soon, so gotta warm up to it. You can go cold turkey, depending on the person. That's definitely possible. I've done it before. I did like a week of just pretty much salads. Now I cut out the meat completely. Pause. I cut out the starches. I literally only was doing vegetables, and not even cooked vegetables. I did just like salad for a whole week, and then I was using the dressing, but then eventually I was like, no, we want to take it a step further, so we cut out the dressings, which most of us we can't do no type of salad without having the dressing or whatever. We just nitpicky like that, but it's something to where it's possible. You just gotta adjust your mentality about it. uh, while we waiting on ChatGPT to give you this next update, I think I'm gonna go ahead and crank out some more of these push-ups. I think we had already did. We did 30 push-ups so far today. So we're gonna keep running them up. ChatGPT gonna be a little slow. So give me a sec while I knock All right. We are now sitting at 60 push-ups. And don't be talking about how did it take you so long to do 30 more push-ups. Look, you do not always have to be cranking out fast push-ups. Anybody can do that. But we are focusing on the slower push-ups, right? So we gonna, and even if you, so I'm trying to stick with 30s, right? Right now. I used to be able to just kind of do 40, but when you start doing slower push-ups, hey, that's where you gotta really dig deep. Pause. No, so ChatGPT ready for me. Let's see if they get it this time. Oh, see? And they got it. Perfect. So now, for the nav bar, we got the site logo. I'm talking about this from left to right. We got the site logo, or the title. Then we got the theme selector, then the search bar, then the notification bell. Then it'll be the profile pic cutout, little circle deal, and then it'll be the menu drop down. So that's the current order that I'm pushing for right now. So since ChatGPT finally got us right where we need to be, and I'm not working on this on a full screen. Typically when I work on this, I have like 2 monitors, right? But I'm working only on the laptop, and I like to be able to still see everything all at the same time. Like I gotta be able to see the browser. I gotta be able to see the ChatGPT, and I also gotta be able to see the terminal that I'm running the developer off of, because that's where most of what I'm doing is I'm pushing everything through I'm pushing all the updates through the terminal commands as much as possible. Because a lot of times you can either do that, or you can just go back to you can pretty much do it manually, which is think about you saved a file, the document that got all the coding in it and all that. You can go in there, you can update all that, each one. And I don't think I understand just how many files stuff like this really be coming or putting together. Because if you have like your home page, profile page, and even though let's talk landing page, home page, profile page. So you can end up having a file for each one of those pages, right? Let's not even talk about the features that's on each one. So the home page, for example, as of right now, there's separate files for the chat as a feature, right? The chat is going to be going across the whole site. So the way I have it situated is there you got the page files, and then you got the features files. Which for me it makes it a little bit more easier to find stuff, right? And then I'm trying to figure out how I want to organize folders themselves to make it easier to look for certain stuff. Yeah, it's a process. It is definitely a process. But yeah, so let's bring in the profile picture cutout next. Remember to keep everything as evenly spaced as possible, because we want everything got to be evenly spaced. You don't want it you don't want to just having too much white space, as they call it, right? too much can feel like, you know, it's just kind of empty. And then when you put too much into stuff to where it's not really any space between stuff, then it's like when it starts to feel overcrowded. We don't want that. Let me also remind them, nothing should be cut off. Yeah. Alright, we're sending that. In fact, I'm gonna at least show y'all. I'll show y'all. Alright, so you'll see. I say it's the title, the theme selector, the search bar, and the notification bell, right? So as I'm slowly bringing in the stuff back into the nav bar one at a time, from left to right. So the next thing that's going to be brought in is the profile picture. So you see how you got these circles here, and that same type of circle is going to be to the right of that notification bell. So after that, it'll be the menu drop down, right? So we working it. So I literally already had it all built in, but as I was trying to make adjustments and stuff, it was just getting too complicated. So I stripped the whole nav bar and pretty much started from scratch. It's not like I told ChatGPT to scratch it and forget it all. I said just remove everything, and then we was gonna add everything one at a time, and then the stuff that I was trying to adjust will be getting worked in that process of bringing the stuff back in one at a time, right? I even had a new live stream idea for based off of me doing these lives, right? Because I really need to be giving y'all that info. Yeah, hey, look. Y'all be alright. Y'all be alright. But I gotta I pay attention to the small details. It's a little bit more than the usual person, right? So based off of how we be doing these lives is how I'm situating how I want to set up the live stream through this. So yeah, it'll get there. It'll get there. I don't know. I think we need to do another. I think we're ready for another 30 push-ups because it looks like it might take a second. This time, I think I'll go ahead and let y'all crank out these push-ups with me. Y'all trying to do 30 push-ups? Y'all should go ahead and do it. Remember, you don't got to do it straight. You just gotta do them. You could do 10, take a quick little break, do a 10 again. Yeah, that's first time around we did the 30 straight. Second time around we did 20. Took a sec, cranked out the last 10. Right. So got to get that little bit of groundwork in. All right, let's go. We got 15. We got 15. got 20 now. We're gonna do 10 more, and then we got 90. We got 25. All right. We got 90 push-ups total. Look at that, ChatGPT ready for us. Let's see if they get it. What's the word, ChatGPT? We're gonna get it the first time, go with nah. All right, so just so y'all can kind of see how this usually works, right? Every time I bring it in the profile pic, right? So this is how it turns out sometimes. So it's there, but one thing you got to pay attention to: the sizing between these two is not exactly the same. Two is cut off. It's a nav bar, so that doesn't go left to right like the rest of this page, right? See? So one, we need to bring it closer to the left. Everything needs to be spaced out a little bit better. We need to make sure that these is the same size. Yeah. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Right. So let's let ChatGPT know it is being cut off. Size and spacing for every everything needs to be adapted to various screen sizes. Using terms like various. Yeah, so I just let ChatGPT know that I need the whole bar to be adaptable to pretty much all the screen sizes, right? So I need it to be adaptable to screen size changes. And then I'm letting it know that what I'm looking at is not a full screen. I'm letting it know that it's a minimized screen. So that means it's gonna look different when I do it as a full screen compared to when I'm working on it in a minimized state. Y'all let me know too, what y'all like for technology. What's some of y'all favorite technology? Or y'all think that the world needs to slow down with it? You scared of Terminator? What's that movie? Y'all scared of Total Recall? Yeah. Y'all shook the AI. The AI bots is gonna be running the world. Better question. Before I actually remove the EP snippets, because naturally I wasn't gonna keep it up there forever. I gave y'all, for those who wanted to check in real quick, I gave y'all enough time to check in, and then I went ahead and removed it because obviously I don't want no problems. I wanted to give y'all a chance to understand fully what y'all was missing on, so y'all can go ahead and then make y'all way to the site and y'all can go make the purchase yourself, right? That's it. When it comes to quality work, paying attention to what you do. Man, they're definitely one of them ones. I don't care what nobody say. Waiting on ChatGPT to give me this next update still. I'll probably give it another couple minutes before we go ahead and crank out another 30 on the push-ups. We're gonna keep it consistent throughout the day. I might even, cause I used to do little videos for my workout sessions before. A lot of people actually hate working out with me. What my cardio workouts used to be. Yes, I hate cardio too. I can't stand it. I used to want to listen to my music when I would run, and it got to the point where I was running, and then I was just adjusting the headphones so much that I ended up just taking them out completely. So then I just ended up running with no music, Yeah, crazy. All right, well then again, at the time I didn't have my Power Beats Pro, but I do now. So who knows? Maybe I'll get back to trying to run again with headphones. These days it's hard for me to do what I used to do even last year, mainly because of my condition and my fatigue. Fatigue is like one of my biggest symptoms for my condition. So it makes it real easy for me to get tired, And I ain't trying to sucker y'all into getting out and doing something, but really think about it. You got people with conditions out here getting it. What you doing? All right, ChatGPT is ready for us. Let's see if they get it. Remember, we got the profile pic cut out in, but we want it moved so it ain't being cut off. So let's see if they got it. I don't like is, with the current setup that I got, every time that I rerun the developer, I gotta refresh the actual page of the site itself just to be able to see stuff. All right, so yes, the profile pic cutout is not being cut off anymore. It was they shifted it, and then they arranged it to where you can see everything in the nav bar. Because I told them that sizing needs to be adjustable. The only thing that I can see right now with this last update, it looks like they increased the size of the search bar but decreased the size of the title. And then there's still a little bit more space between the title and the theme selector than everywhere else on there, which ain't correct. So before we bring in I want to do that. Now let's go ahead and bring in the menu drop down first, and then work the resize part. So bring in the menu drop down for the page navigation next. Should put on the TV for those of y'all that's bored. Y'all probably watch TV more than y'all watch anything else. As much anime as I be actually cranking out, I don't always be stuck on the phone or nothing like that, if that's what y'all really be thinking. I don't. You gotta be able to find a balance to staring at a screen, messing up your eyes all the time, and actually getting out and doing stuff, right? Like you do need to get some movement in, right? Even if you gotta just walk, even though that's the only thing you can do, something. Like even when I be like working at a desk or whatever, I don't like just sitting the whole time. I don't. So I kind of make it a habit to where I got like a workstation, right? For those of y'all who saw the very first live stream, y'all noticed that I was standing for that, right? Because I was using my workstation. The workstation, that's the deals that go up and down. Yeah, I got 2 of those. So I prefer to actually stand a lot, because when I'm comfortable now, right? But people get to being too comfortable when they get, trying to sit down and just relax or whatever. Proper posture, back straight and all that here. So I actually would prefer to stand quite a bit. And I used to actually be knocking the people who instead of using like regular chairs, they would bring in the I don't think it's called a medicine ball, but the bigger inflated balls that they would use for like aerobics or yoga. I think they use them for yoga too. But yeah, I used to knock people who would bring those in instead of using chairs, and then they would sit on them. But then I realized that they're using it to help with their posture. I need to pay attention to your posture. So as much as y'all see me, sitting down right now, you gotta be a little conscious how you're sitting. Sure. Even when I'm sitting in the car, I don't always be sitting with the seat leaning back and everything. I'm gonna go ahead and put it up. Yeah. Sit up. Yeah. One of my old sayings was actually make good habits natural habits. Right? And that's one of those to where you working on your good habits so much that it ends up turning into a natural habit. That's what that means. So don't be trying to run off with my saying. Y'all heard it here first. So don't be acting like that was yours. Quit playing. ChatGPT acting slow again. But hold on, we'll probably go ahead and take a break after the nav bar fully gets set up. And then what I'll probably end up doing is, because I still ain't even ate today, really. So we'll probably grab something to eat and then continue with the development. What we'll probably do is I'll probably go ahead and crank out the next Ashita Nojo episode, knock out the recap, and then we continue with the development, because I do want to still get into the Naruto conversations for the live today, right? So we're gonna still be cranking out the content. So I said, if you check in, you check in. If you don't, that's cool. Somebody else gonna check in. You're gonna do what you do. I'm not knocking it, right? But those of y'all be trying to come with the negative energy, some of y'all be acting funny, maybe making me think that y'all bots. So I wonder why. If I see anything crazy in the chats, most of the time I don't even be responding to nothing I be seeing crazy, right? You ain't doing nothing but wasting your energy. You ain't doing nothing but wasting your energy. Like somebody was talking about, yeah, go ahead, cover that hairline. Okay. And that's it. That's all you worried about. See, people's mentality these days be in the wrong places. Like, would you hop on here just to bring negative? I mean, the only negatives that we try to bring over here is when we call the people crazy for their views on the anime, right? And for those of y'all that's web developers, y'all can go ahead. Y'all more than welcome to bring that criticism. I'm okay with that. Anything outside of what got to actually deal with what the video is for, I'm more than likely not caring about that. I'm not. If y'all think I'm gonna be one of these people that all of a sudden I'm getting into a full blown argument with y'all over something simple that y'all said, not happening. Funny. So yeah, now the only negative stuff that I welcome over here is when we got opposite views when it comes to the anime, and you trying to explain your case, and we pretty much calling each other crazy. You know, the technology, y'all. If you're one of those that you pay attention to technology, but you can't stand it, whatever. Hey, look, speak your views. Speak your views. Go ahead, let us know where the country really headed to. We'll listen. I mean, I'll listen. So, but yeah, let's see what ChatGPT got for us. It looks like they're ready. I said, right now we want to bring in the menu drop down, and then we want to resize stuff. I said the search bar should not be overshadowing the title itself, right? They need to be, for me, they need to be about even, or the title needs to have a little bit more of a pop. You know, it need to stick out a little bit more. So I don't want the search bar to overshadow everything on the nav bar, right? So let's see what they got for us. Let's see if they can get this on the first time around. All right, so we got the menu drop down brought in, but as y'all can see, the icon itself is not centered in there, right? So we need to get that fixed. And then this is what I was talking about with the search bar overshadowing the title itself, right? So that's the fine details that you got to pay attention to. So look, and then look at that spacing between the title itself and the theme selector. That spacing is way different from the rest of this, right? So we want it as even as possible, to where it makes sense, right? I do not want the search bar to overshadow the title. So that's where we at. So first things first, what we're gonna do is fix the menu icon. Oh, and then matter of fact, I'm gonna show y'all this too. So, like I said, so y'all can see the pages that I was talking about we currently have. So you got the home page, profile, blog, events, messages, notifications, podcast, store. Yeah. So you guys see that we got a lot. We got a lot within this. We still need to put the log out button in here too. So yeah. So y'all is some of the first people that get to see the actual development of this. So when this get big later, y'all be able to be like, hey, look, we saw this, and that's not that's not what it originally looked like. It used to be like this, whatever. When he was working on it, oh yeah. I saw it in the beginning stages. All right, so what we want to do. We're gonna send them this screenshot of the nav bar so that they can see what I'm trying to refer to, right? So we're gonna tell them the menu drop down icon needs to be centered in the border. Yeah, that's probably how I word it. And then let's go ahead and let them know also the search bar is overshadowing the title itself. And we don't want that. Because y'all need to recognize at all times where y'all at. Y'all over here in the net space zone. Make sure y'all recognize. Also, the spacing between not all, everything. The nav bar should be the same. Sometimes I gotta think about how I'm trying to word certain stuff to get my point across, right? So right now we're telling them that the menu drop down icon itself needs to be centered within a little circle border, right? Then we telling them that the search bar is overshadowing the title itself, which should not happen. And then we telling it that the spacing between everything on the nav bar needs to be even all across, right? So that's how, we're going to try to help align everything. So yeah, let's see if it gets there. And then while we wait on that to load, I'm gonna go ahead and leave y'all with the first topic for the Naruto conversation that we're gonna cover today. So that way, when I get through with the recap and then we come back in for the the part two of this, we're gonna pretty much go right into the Naruto conversation first, as I'm still kind of working the website. So we'll take the pressure off of the website itself for a little bit, and then shift gears to the Naruto conversations, right? So the first conversation that I do want to touch on, it's pretty much going to be whose story is it, right? And this is mainly concerning Naruto and Sasuke, right? Because we got to acknowledge that there's heavy pressure on Sasuke and his story too, right? It's not like a typical just a backstory and then we forgetting about him. Like they have still quite a bit of focus on Sasuke himself. So that's what we're going. That's what I want to talk about first. Is do y'all want to confirm that it's really Naruto's story, or does it feel a little bit more even, or does it feel like it's really kind of Sasuke's story, and Naruto just happens to have a heavy influence in this, right? So that's what we're gonna get into when we come back for the part two of this. So get a drink of water. And don't worry, I'm gonna go ahead and do my next 30 before I go ahead and grab this food as well. So, so the next 30 will put us at 120 push-ups for the day. And the other thing to point out too with this website, so the other thing that part of the reason why I want to develop a little bit more on the smaller size screens is because that'll pretty much give me a glimpse of when y'all looking at this in the future on mobile devices and stuff, right? So I want to minimize the whole scrolling left and right as much as possible. I'd much rather people scroll up and down than left and right, if you get what I mean. It flows better for me. So I want everything contained so that we do not have to scroll left or right. Nothing should be cut off, right? Nothing should be cut off. So I'd much rather that everything is like, if you're looking at where my hand placement is and there's space between the edge of the screen and all that, I would much rather that we contain it to a certain space and nothing goes past that. If worst case, I can't get it to work. So that's just why I'm sitting there with that. Y'all can let me know how y'all feel about that, but I prefer that there ain't no scrolling left to right, only up and down. Pause. That ain't really a pause moment. Y'all just be on some other stuff. That wasn't even a pause moment. Still waiting on ChatGPT. But yeah, after the whose story is it? I think we still got like another four more on the list, I think. So yeah, we'll probably try to fly through them all today, really. And then I want to get into which animes are y'all trying to talk about next, because I didn't see One Piece plenty of times, right? So I'm able to have them conversations for sure. And then I didn't already seen Jujutsu Kaisen all the way up to where we're left off at. But the thing is, when we have these conversations, I prefer to go to a show that's not we waiting on the next season. I prefer to go into the ones that's like finish first. So that's probably what we're gonna put the focus on first. Is the shows that we know is 100% done. Like the one that I told y'all before, my number one is Yu Yu Hakusho. Y'all know y'all don't be knowing about that. Y'all don't be knowing about that. We might end up doing the Yu Yu Hakusho. We might. Yeah, we'll see. And then I was saying before too that I probably want to start doing the recaps for Windbreaker. So we'll see. We'll see. Because obviously when we had the conversations, you would need to have watched it, to really understand what we're talking about when we're going through these. For the recaps, it don't really matter if you did watch it or not because it's just me summarizing what I've seen, essentially, right? My views, my general thoughts on it, right? So it's one of those where the recap, it can get real. It can take a couple of parts. It can be pretty quick and to the point. You never know, right? It just depends on the energy that I'm getting from the episode itself. So, cause I think the most that I've had to do because my adrenaline was up was probably 4 parts on Ashita no Joe. Because there was just so much going on. And then obviously the thing with the recaps too is we looking for the small details and stuff too. We're not just just talking stuff in general. Like we try to question why people doing stuff. We try to identify, the slight tweaks in the animation and everything. When we notice it, like I brought up how some of the adrenaline, not adrenaline, some of the emphasis on certain stuff in Ashton no Joe changes the animation side. Like if you look at when stuff is going crazy, and you look at the eyes, right? Slightly changing the animation in the eyes itself compared to the rest of the anime, that the norm animation level, right? They adjusted it so that it has a more of an emphasis, more of a pop on certain stuff. So that's the stuff that you gotta pick up on. So, oh look, ChatGPT is ready for us. Let's see what they got. Let's see if we get it. First time go for all them last updates we requested. Run dev. And then refresh. So not perfect, but they did downsize the search bar, at least. The menu drop down icon is not centered still. But I think the only thing that really changed with this is the sizing of the search bar itself. The spacing between the title and the theme selector is still bigger compared to the spacing with the other ones. And then I said the menu drop down icon itself is still not centered. It's still kind of leaned into the left a little too much. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put in this last request, and then we're gonna go ahead and call it, and it'll load while I go and grab this food or whatever. So, hopefully by the time I get back, it's good to go. It's 100%, right? So once we get that all in order, I mean, because right now, let me double check. Right now, we should be able to navigate to all the pages again. Oh, and then see, look, this is the other thing I noticed too. So before this update, when I was showing y'all the drop down with all the pages and everything, it was where you could actively see it, and then you could scroll within that to what you need. Right now, they then somehow shifted the drop down itself up. So I think what happened, now that I'm thinking about it, what I think happened was ChatGPT perceived me saying that the icon needs to be centered. It confused that with the drop down itself, not the icon for the drop down. So I think that it shifted it up so that it's centered on the nav bar. That's probably what's going on. So knowing that, I should be able to better word this to correct it. So let's start with the icon for the menu drop down is what needs to be centered, not the drop down list itself. Put the page list back where it was and only adjust the icon. And then let's let it know that the spacing specifically between the title and the theme selector does not match with the spacing between everyone else. So the spacing between, sometimes when you be typing a little bit quicker than usual, and then you just know that you spelled stuff wrong, but my type speed is slower than it used to be. I don't want to say I be typing like an old man, but yeah. Spacing between the title and the theme selector is more than everything else on the nav bar. right, so yeah, we're gonna leave it on that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and knock out this next 30, and go ahead and grab what I need while this is loading, and then we're gonna reconvene after I go ahead and crank out the next Ashitano Joe episode along with the recaps. So I said that we'll go ahead and run the part 2 to this live in about what's this? It's 11:25 over here right now. So let's push for 1 p.m. Central Time. So till then, yeah, if y'all want to go ahead and check with some of the updates with y'all, showing up late, y'all can rewind that. Do what you do. Till then.